Welcome, foolish mortals, to Talk Wordy. Happy Halloween, everybody. And again, welcome to Talk Wordy, my hub for all of the words that I read, write, or otherwise want to yap about. Today, I am going full spooky season on you and giving you my best recommendations to celebrate in style. Obviously, given the fit. From movies to books to everything in between, here are the essentials that I have in my Halloween arsenal. Let's get into it. All right, starting off strong because I've been on a huge music kick lately. Let's talk about what's on my Halloween playlist. Okay, we've got the classics. We've got Monster Mash, we've got Thriller, we've got Spooky Scary Skeletons, Ghostbusters. Also, please go listen to the actual song Ghostbusters, because it cracks me up that there is a line in that song that aged like milk. It aged so bad. I still want you to go listen to it, but I have to say it because it's so funny. Literally, like after the bridge, he goes, "Let me tell you something. Bustin' makes me feel good." And it I remember when I listened to it for the first time with an adult perspective. Oh my gosh. Hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay, but for real, let's talk about what's actually on my playlist. And by the way, I do have a playlist on Apple Music. It is called Sid's Spooky Season Songs, but season is spelled S-Z-N. Sid's Spooky Season Songs. I also have a Christmas playlist. I know we're not at Christmas yet, but if you're a Christmas music person, I have a playlist on Apple Music called Sydney's Having a Wonderful Christmas Time, which I will, do a deep dive on later down the line once we're really in the thick of Christmas. So let's talk about a couple of my favorite songs, because I think my spooky season playlist is 5+ hours long. The entire Rocky Horror Picture Show album is on there. The entire A Fever You Can't Sweat Out album is on there. But individually, some of my favorites include Nearly Witches by Panic at the Disco. I will die on the hill of that is the best song in their entire discography. Nearly Witches, Ever Since We Met. It is my favorite song of theirs. For reasons I cannot get into on the pod right now, it has deep significance to me. Go listen to it. It's the closing track off of Vices and Virtues, and it's incredible. Cinema. Next up, I have Night Crawling by Miley Cyrus featuring Billy Idol, who does Nice Day for a White Wedding. That song, I was trying to not kind of be niche with my playlist songs, but also find hidden gems that people don't listen to a lot. And I recently saw in an interview that apparently Miley Cyrus regrets over half of the songs on the Plastic Hearts album, which is so sad because I have a feeling that this is one of them because it's not as commercially popular. But it's really good. Go listen to it. The rasp of their voice just it hits. It's good for hard rock Halloween. After that, obviously, I love Lana Del Rey's cover of Season of the Witch. It's just so hypnotic and dreamy. Speaking of which, Once Upon a Dream, her cover for the Maleficent movie, Lana Del Rey can do no wrong with spooky ooky songs. Next up we have Abracadabra. No, not the Lady Gaga one. I'm talking Steve Miller Band, Abracadabra. I am a dad rock, classic rock girl, diehard, and Abracadabra is both kind of, I don't want to say eerie, but spooky. It's kind of got this walking through the mist at night vibe, but also it fits if you're just gonna get a lawn chair and sit out in the summer. I don't know. Get you a girl who could do both. I love that song. Now, Lady Gaga included, Zombie Boy, obviously. Yes, the Dead Dance is on there because obviously, but Zombie Boy just hits. I will catch myself doing the like the zombie hands choreography, just like at work randomly. So catchy. And then the new Tame Impala single, Dracula. I I may throw it back a little bit to that song. It's so good. The bass goes so hard. Somebody was slapping that bass. It's really fun. Those are some of my favorites on my Halloween playlist, and I highly recommend you go either listen to those tracks or go listen to my whole playlist on Apple Music because I am an iconic music curator. Self-proclaimed, but still. Now, let's talk about some other media. So, like, let's get into books and TV and movies. So, TV show wise, I can't not include this in the episode, and that is Agatha All Along. So, I know I'm full Sully garb right now, but I am going to a Halloween party on Halloween, and I am going as Agatha Harkness. Um, I have always loved villain origin stories, but Agatha All Along also feels like a villain continuation, like a villain spinoff. Um, I beg of you to go watch this show. I understand that Marvel TV has like kind of fallen off. Not this one. This one, if you loved season 1 of Loki and like obviously WandaVision, like you will love Agatha All Along. Now, you must watch WandaVision before Agatha All Along for very obvious reasons, but please just trust me. There's only like, 8 or 9 episodes, and then it's just a mini series. It's one season. Oh my gosh. I adore this show. Amazing cast, incredible practical effects and sets. Also, music incorporation. Incredible. I will listen to pieces of the soundtrack and every single version of the Ballad of the Witch's Road, just unironically. They go hard, truly. It's so good. I really haven't been keeping up with much Marvel since Endgame, but WandaVision and then into Agatha All Along has really created a special place in my heart. I think Agatha All Along is the last thing Marvel that I've really gotten into. And for good reason. It was freaking incredible. Patti LuPone, Catherine Hahn, Aubrey Plaza. The cast is just incredible. I can't get over it. Okay, let's go to a book recommendation. Now, here on my desk, I do have some other recommendations for your spooky, semi-horror, gothic vibe. And I was trying to find my edition of this book that I actually wanted to recommend because I'm pretty sure that besides Mate, which I'm reading right now, I have not read any of these. These are like my hopefuls. No chance I'm going to finish them all before Halloween, but I do my best. The book that I actually wanted to recommend, I couldn't find it on my shelf. And it's also like in tatters. And that is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This seems like a cop-out. It seems pretty obvious, but I just getting to think about the fact that a teenage girl wrote one of my favorite books of all time, and it is also a world-renowned classic that like hoity-toity men write all these big-ass essays about, fills my heart with so much joy. Like literally, a teenage girl did that. Don't doubt yourself, ladies. If a teenage girl with like rage and probably daddy issues can write Frankenstein and it has such lasting power, you can do anything. I remember I had to do this huge monster research paper my senior year. And by monster, I don't mean like monster like my clothes or like scary woo monster. I just mean like it was 4 research papers in one, and it took nearly my entire senior year to write. And if we failed the paper, we could not graduate. We had to pick one of the books that we had read as like assigned reading anytime freshman to senior year of high school. Assigned reading, pick a book, and then you have to write an ethics paper surrounding like the plot of the book, an English essay, just, analyzing the story, a history paper about the time period the book takes place in, and then like a synthesis paper to wrap it all up. And I was like, respectfully, if I'm going to be balls deep in this book for my entire senior year, I'm going to pick something I like. And I almost picked A Tale of Two Cities because, oh my gosh, Sydney Carton, if you know, you know. But I did not have the stamina to reread such a dense book. And so I was like, okay, I need something just a little shorter than that, something that feels fresh. Because I also read that my sophomore year, and I was like, okay, that's like diving back into a war zone. What am I reading for senior year summer reading? And it was Frankenstein, and I had loved it. I was like, this is perfect. Actually, fun fact. So back then in high school, I had a YouTube channel. I still do have a YouTube channel. That's potentially how you're watching this podcast right now. But I used to make like book review videos, and I would read our school assigned reading, and then I would make an analysis video on it so that when we had comprehension quizzes and like we had to write papers or essays over them, my classmates could go and watch it and feel like they've understood the book. Because sometimes you just need to talk it out with someone, or you just don't want to do the reading, whatever. I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum. But I remember I did like a reading vlog of this book, and then I did an analysis video. And I remember at the time it was one of my most viewed videos on my channel. And coming into school, senior year, like first or second day of classes, people who had never spoken to me once that I had been going to school with for years was like, oh my gosh, your video helped me nail that quiz or whatever. And I just felt like the belle of the ball, honestly. But yeah, Frankenstein is just, back to Halloween. Frankenstein is the perfect spooky season mood. I love how there's like a lot of unpredictability in the plot, but also you have this dread going through the book where you're like, oh gosh, like I know what's going to happen and I really hope I'm wrong. And then you're right. And you're like, oh crap. And also I feel like it really hones in on like deeply ethical value of human life conversations. You guys all probably know the gist of what happens in Frankenstein, but there are specific moments that I just, like they break my heart. But that's exactly the kind of story that like I'm yearning for. I need to do another reread. Also, who is that guy? Guillermo del Toro. What is his name? There's someone that's doing Frankenstein, like a revamp. Guillermo del Toro. I was right. A Mexican filmmaker and author. Yeah, because he did The Labyrinth, Pan's Labyrinth, and he made it into a movie, and scared the crap out of me. Yeah, what a time. I highly encourage you to actually like read the raw material of Frankenstein. Go read the raw material. It's really good. Also, I bet the audiobook is fire. Okay, next up, I'm going to recommend, because I am self-centered and this is my show, dang it, I can do what I want, The Phantom of the Opera. Okay, before you stone me and you say, oh my gosh, you never shut up about The Phantom of the Opera. Number one, I don't care. Number two, you need to watch it, okay? It is popular for good reason. It is the gothic romance blueprint. If you're not rooting for the Phantom, what are you doing? Genuinely, what are you doing? If you are a Phantom stan, hi, let's be friends. My DMs are open. Oh my gosh, the music sends chills down my spine. I'm going to make this a short story, I promise. But I did not get to listen to or discover Phantom of the Opera until I was a teenager. All of my theater friends, and mind you, I used to think I was a theater kid, but I'm not. I am a band kid. I'm a choir kid. There's a very big distinction. All my theater friends or theater kids in school were very big on Phantom of the Opera. It's like, oh my gosh, Phantom of the Opera. Oh, it's revered. It's lovely. Phantom of the Opera. And I was like, I don't get the hype. I thought opera was pretentious. I thought it was elitist. It didn't seem like it was going to resonate with me. And then my mom, I love you, Mom. My mom was trying to find a way to break the ice of, hey, me and your dad are getting divorced. And she was like, how about we have a girls' night and just watch a movie? You're grown, you're 16. You're old enough for the Phantom of the Opera. We should watch it. I love it. I promise you will love it. I'll be there to explain everything. And I was like, okay, great. We watched all the way up to the cemetery scene, and something happened, and it was a whole deal. We had to stop the movie, whatever. It was not about the divorce conversation, but we had to stop the movie because, things hit the fan. But I just remember the rest of the night, I was like, I just want to go back and watch the rest of it. I just want to go back and finish Phantom of the freaking Opera, because what do you mean? We watched All I Ask of You, and then the Phantom did his reprise, and then we got to the cemetery, and then you just turned the freaking TV off. Pardon? I beg your finest pardon? It would, oh my gosh. That was my first experience of edging. Like, that was just mean. I love that movie. I saw the movie, okay? I have never gotten to see it live on stage, and it burns me. I want to see it on live on stage more than I want my next meal. Say what you will about Gerard Butler. I'm not taking any criticism, because you know what? I'm the girl that also kind of liked Pierce Brosnan singing in Mamma Mia. I know he can't really sing, but for the characterization, whatever. Now, I understand that Gerard Butler is not the most classically trained singer in the world, but he ate that role up. He ate that role up, and you cannot disagree with that. Singing, whatever. The role, the actual personification, like the way you can see the insanity of the Phantom, like, sparkle in his eyes. Oh, yeah. Go see it. Go watch the movie if you can't go see the stage show. The Point of No Return is absolutely unmatched. Unmatched, especially for us Phantom stands. Like, okay, Raoul's a better person, whatever, yada, 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 okay. The Phantom and Christine in The Point of No Return, I'm positively gagged. It's incredible. Now, for all of you who love Phantom of the Opera and you want more vibes, another story like that, capturing the magic, might I recommend you this other Halloween spooky season book? And that is The Rise of Daragon. Oops, self-rec. It slipped. My bad. Yeah, I know, self-rec, but it's my show, and I'm doing the Lord's work, okay? You guys who want more Phantom stuff, I'm handing it to you on a silver platter. I spent months writing this book and indie publishing it, and it's yours for the taking. It's literally on Kindle Unlimited, which means it's free. It is free. It is within your resources. I'm not even going to beg of you to go read it, but like, if you love Phantom of the Opera, I promise you it's worth your while. The things that are similar to the Phantom of the Opera in this book, soft-hearted female main character, a masked male main character, a love triangle, and tons of music, okay? Now, what you add to it if you read this book: running from the government, there's an eerie prophecy, there is Greek and Roman mythology ties, and then, of course, secrets and lies of the past. I need to reread my own book, because listen, after I hit publish, I don't read them for a long time. I just talk about them and I market them. But why did I just get myself excited about my own book? Like, I haven't read it 7 times before publishing it. The Rise of Daragon, it's on Kindle Unlimited, but it's also, in all the other places. And fun fact about the book, it's part of a duology. And while it's technically the second book, you can choose your own reading experience, which means you can read it first and then go back to the other one, or you could read it as a standalone and you'll still have a complete story. Or you can read it in the traditional order, and the book before it is a Sleeping Beauty retelling where the villain is the narrator. You're welcome. Self-rec done. Let's go to my last spooky season rec, and that is the one, the only Rocky Horror Picture Show. Listen, this one's a bit out there. It's not going to be for everybody. It makes me think of that TikTok audio or that meme where it's like, the first time you listen to it, you're not going to get it. You're going to be like, whoa, what is this? The Rocky Horror Picture Show is a cult classic for a reason. Little history lesson for you guys. The Rocky Horror Picture Show actually started as a play over in London, or I guess a musical. It was a stage show. And I think it was actually culturally revered. They decided to make a movie adaptation because one of the people who actually wrote the stage play was a member of the cast. And then he plays Riff Raff in the movie. And And so the movie came out, and in the box office in the US, it absolutely bombed. And because it was 1975 at the time that it released, it was still like very risque. And so a lot of places wouldn't show the film at any show earlier than midnight. So you would get like middle of the night showings. And then from there, that's why these iconic rewatches and the screenings of them now happen at midnight, and there's commentary and there's props. And if you've never been to a midnight screening of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, if you can handle how bizarre it is, I do beseech you to go. Whether you go alone or you go with friends, you will have a hell of a time. It is so fun. This show is so, again, wonderfully weird, super niche, hilariously and iconically vulgar. I also like to say that it's perfect for people with ADHD because you really like just ping pong to all these different plot points, and yet it does still feel linear, but it definitely gives you whiplash. The Rocky Horror Picture Show has definitely become like a sixth love language between me and a couple of my friends, but definitely like one of my best friends in particular. It's like our shtick. Again, goated cast. Susan Sarandon, Tim Curry. Oh my gosh, I know there's more. It's just slipping through my fingers. Little Nell. Oh my gosh, Little Nell was so good. The first time I watched it, I was still big time into dance, and I was like, man, she makes me want to buy a pair of tap shoes. Meatloaf. Oh my gosh, yeah, freaking Meatloaf. R.I.P. King. Meatloaf is in this movie for like 5 minutes. And it's the 50th anniversary of the film this year. So now's the time to go see it. Those are my Halloween recommendations for you guys. And, along with all of the books that are on my stack over here. And just in case I haven't listed them off, which I don't think I have, I've got Nightshade by Autumn Woods. I've got Mate by Ali Hazelwood, Book of Night by Holly Black. I have The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed. And then I have Alchemized by Sinlin Yu. I have not read Alchemized yet. I know that y'all are going to be asking me that. I have not read it, but I need to. I'm waiting for my friend to finish the audiobook so that I can start it. But to close out the episode, word of advice, dress up for Halloween. I really don't care how old you are. It's fun. My husband and I had a small Halloween party the other night, and I think it was the first time that we dressed up in like 2 or 3 years, maybe even for our entire marriage. This might have been the first time we did a couple's costume. And honestly, like, even though ours was just so low effort, it was so fun. It was so cute. I love the pictures that we got back. Just be silly. A lot of people are so up in arms about, oh, it's demonic. Oh, it's bad. You're summoning demons. I'm like, I'm literally dressed like Sully from Monsters, Inc. You think this woman right here who spent $50 on this jacket so that I could say, I have claws right by my hands. You think I'm going to be summoning any demons? Pack it up. It's so stupid. Honestly, Halloween for me, when you, of course, do it in innocent manners, like I'm just going to put on a costume or, let me carve a pumpkin because it's fun, or decorate a pumpkin. I don't even have to carve it. Halloween just feels like I'm giving back to my inner child and like waking her up and bringing her into 2025. It's so fun. I was literally talking to my husband today about how Webkinz just did like a whole new release, and Webkinz were in my entire childhood. And I'm like, I don't care that I'm 25. I low-key want to go get a Webkinz. Do things that make your inner child happy. And honestly, if you're a grown adult and you want to go trick-or-treating, do it. Now, if you're going to go trick-or-treating, get a freaking costume and do it right. But still, do things that make your inner child happy, such as dressing up for Halloween. I literally have 2 Halloween costumes this year, and I'm ecstatic about them. So eat the candy, get the costume, be a child. That's all I've got, you guys. I am actually profusely sweating in this jacket right now. So I'm going to end the episode there. Thank you guys so much for listening. Happy early Halloween, or happy post-Halloween if you are listening to this later on. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.